Oh my gosh. I did not realize my microphone was on. Oh, that's a little awkward. I hope no one heard anything weird. Oh. Thank you for the 10 months, Foxy. You heard everything? Oh my gosh, have you been here the whole time? You've just been waiting for me to start talking, huh? That's kind of funny. Let me know if my music audio is okay. I think I have it at a good level now. Hello! My hair is officially at the perfect length to be in a little high ponytail. Here, music's good? Good. How are you doing today, Foxy? Look, look, look. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how my hair... It's like... It's a little poofy right now, but it's like shoulder length. So, whenever I want to put it in a ponytail, but I don't want it to like touch my neck at all, it can do that now. And I can even make it like a kind of fancy ponytail where it's like all floofy. See how high it is? It's great. And I don't have to worry about any loose hairs coming out of the ponytail. I'm good. I was ready for you to read my story, but I have to wait. Sigh. Yes, unfortunately, there are quite a few submissions that I've been waiting to be read since like a month ago. So we're gonna hold off on your next chapter of your story. Look at how high my ponytail is. We're gonna hold off on the next chapter of your story, and we're gonna read it next week. Okay? And today we are going to read, let's see, let's check on the schedule really quick. Excuse me. We're going to read a story submitted by AK Stuntz, one submitted by Claw, and then we're going to read another chapter of Dragon Story. And if we have a little bit of time, we'll read a little bit more of Dragon stuff, but we'll see. We will see. You know, I was thinking about what I want to start calling my audience. I know my channel points are technically moon jellies, and so I looked up what a group of moon jellies is called, and apparently it's called a smack. A smack. So I think I'm gonna start calling my audience a smack. I'm gonna be, anytime someone follows me from now on, I'm gonna be like, hey, welcome to the smack. We need a smack emote now. Like two jellyfish like high-fiving each other. Smack. I think it's necessary. I should write a note of that. But you have to keep me to it, cause otherwise I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna completely forget that was my idea. Anyway, let's go ahead and go to the question of the day. Question of the day is, what would be some of the downsides of a certain superpower? And today I'm going to be reading some answers that were given from my Discord because I think other people came up with better answers than my own. For example, Foxy, you said that mind reading powers are probably one of the worst ones you can have because you would be reading literally everyone's mind, which is kind of terrifying to never have like a single moment of quiet to yourself. That would be pretty horrible. EmperorDragon suggested super speed because you'd probably light yourself on fire from going so fast, which is incredibly true. Even in The Flash, Barry Allen ends up like lighting his clothes on fire every single time he's running around places and he doesn't have his special suit. So, yeah, those were pretty good answers. I like those. That's why I'm reading them. The mech. Foxy's like, oh no, you had to read my answer? Yeah, I read your answer. But without further ado, let's go ahead and go to Twitter. See what's going on Twitter. There it is. Ha 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 ha. So here is my lovely Twitter page. Let's see what's trending. Hello. Polar Opposites there's a new season of Polar Opposites streaming on Hulu. I've never watched that before in my whole life. You still haven't heard from... You know, honestly, I don't think Andrew's particularly active on Discord. He kind of like pops in and out every once in a while. I wouldn't take it too to heart if he's not answering. He's probably just busy. I hear he's a college student, so I'm assuming he's taking some summer classes. Because I know like a while back ago he mentioned that he was working on like a final or something. So yeah, I really wouldn't take it too to heart. He's probably just busy. Whew. One of the Kardashians is trending on Twitter today. According to TMZ, Khloe Kardashian is having a second child with NBA player Tristan Thompson via surrogate. Another surrogate child? Wow. Wow, what news? What news we have here today? Well, if there's nothing else to discuss today, we'll go back to that article. Low-key, I'm not particularly interested in Khloe's shenanigans of surrogacy. I just know that, Kim became a lawyer and wanted to help this father, go to, like, his daughter's graduation or something. People were mad about it for some reason, but that is neither here nor there. That was a way more interesting topic, though. Than surrogacy. We got some hockey stuff. We got some stuff. Diana, like the princess? The princess. Okay, this news piece is a good excuse as any to recall the shocking list of items belonging to Diana and Charles, which were found in Paul Burrell's home in 2001. Including 342 assorted lots. So this is like royalty drama. Prince Charles' no-holds-barred letter blasting Paul Burrell is revealed 20 years later. Cool. So apparently a lot of Princess Diana's items, which were allegedly stolen, have been exposed in a letter. That's very nice. Very unfortunate. This is on Bet. Married at First Sight. Kalani. Content creator Christian Walker shares a video of an alleged interaction with singer Kalani at Starbucks drive-thru. That's pretty cool. I guess. What happened in the video? Crazed Kalani fan accosts unbothered singer at a Starbucks? What? Oh, he's an alt-right TikToker. Oh no. Kalani speaks. She's right. She did look good AF in that video. Love an unbothered queen. Wow. Kalani and Christian Walker getting into it at Starbucks drive-thru is my multiverse of madness. You know, honestly, none of this stuff is like particularly interesting to me. So far, we're 7 topics into the Twitter trending page and it's kind of been a bust today. I tried to do a 24-hour stream twice, but failed and stopped at 3 hours. Oh no, why? What happened? All the baseball stuff. Pantera is set to tour for the first time in over 20 years. Okay. Well, that's cool. Miss Marvel! I know Miss Marvel's coming out. The television miniseries Miss Marvel's final episode has dropped on Disney Plus. That's exciting. I'm surprised it's over so soon, but I also haven't really been keeping up with it. I haven't been keeping up with Marvel in a hot minute. Ever since, like, Endgame, basically. I've just kind of zoned out. The only thing that I really kind of paid attention to was the Spider-Man movie, because obviously you're gonna go see the Spider-Man movie, you know? You saw Miss Marvel? What did you think about it? Lauren London. Actor Lauren London discusses her personal journey and how losing her partner Nipsey Hussle in 2019 shaped her life during an interview on radio personality Angie Martinez's IRL podcast. Lauren is the truth, and this interview will stay with me forever. Heart. Well, that's nice. Oh, I didn't mean to click on the tweet. I wanted to click on the topic, because sometimes they give you a better, like, summary. Nah, that's it. Alright, well, I guess we can give it a little listen, right?
I don't know, just like so regal. Did you feel that way? You look so put together and strong.
I just felt like it was so real. I can honestly say God was carrying me through that, because there was no way. I didn't even want to get dressed. I was gonna wear sweats.
Were you really? Did somebody pull you aside?
Somebody pulled me aside. Puff.
Really?
Puff pulled me aside and was like, "Look, bud, you have showed everybody what it looks like to hold a man down and to love him. Now show them what it looks like when it all crumbles. That's your responsibility."
Angie Martinez.
I'm gonna walk away. I don't know Lauren London, and I don't know Angie Martinez either, so... But T? Oh, is there some echo? That's not good. I think it might... I don't know why, but I think my desktop audio might be picking up... Or, like, my microphone might be picking up a little bit of my desktop audio, rather. And I'm not quite sure why that might be happening. It might have just been that it was really loud audio, and that's why, but anyway, we'll proceed. We're not listening to that anymore. What did you like about Miss Marvel, Foxy? Moon Knight. Rank all the live-action MCU shows so far. Speaking of MCU, there's WandaVision, there's Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, and Miss Marvel. About to get ratioed, but screw it. Everyone's reading. WandaVision is 1, Loki is 2, Miss Marvel is 3. Okay, so Foxy, you seem to be not the only person that seems to like really be appreciating Miss Marvel. Hawkeye is 4. Winter Soldier is 5, which is kind of crazy to me because I remember whenever Falcon and the Winter Soldier first came out, people were really praising that one. So I'm surprised it's so low in this person's list. And then Moon Knight is number 6. This person says Loki, WandaVision, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Wow, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is getting really low scores. You like the fighting scenes, so you're in it for the action. Is that what that's what that's sounding like? WandaVision's first, so obviously WandaVision's like the masterpiece of the series of the family. The WandaVision's like the golden child of the family. Moon Knight, Loki, Hawkeye, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and the general consensus is that Falcon and the Winter Soldier just completely sucked. This person says, I hated it because I loved the pilot. Thank you, episode 3, 4, and 5 for killing the show. Dang. This person says, WandaVision, Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, What If, and then Loki last. Wow. Alright. I see them. This one says Moon Knight, Loki, WandaVision, Winter Soldier, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel. These lists are kind of... I was like looking for like a general consensus in like the rest of them, but these lists are kind of all over the place. Moon Knight, Loki, WandaVision, Hawkeye, Miss Marvel, What If. Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, Hawkeye, Falcon and Winter, WandaVision, Loki. Wow. Okay. Yeah. This person says Moon Knight lives rent-free in their mind. WandaVision was a game changer. Miss Marvel had an amazing first 2 episodes, but fell off a bit later. Hawkeye and Winter Soldier are a tie. Both were good. And Loki started strong, but went downhill fast and was the biggest disappointment. I just remember people saying that they didn't like Loki because it was a show about Loki, but didn't really have much to do with Loki himself. It was more like a little segue than anything else. That's what I remember about that. Blind guess. People guessed the answer to Final Jeopardy. Gen X. Generation groups are discussed following a tweet from Eric Swalwell. Alright, let's talk about Gen X, the invisible generation. Gen X is the Canada of generations. We get excited when someone notices us, and then remember we don't actually care. Wow, that sounds about right. Twitter. Gen X is trending again. Gen X. Oh, yeah. Whatever. Whatever, you Gen Xers. I'll never forget the article I read in high school that said Gen X was the first generation in history who would do worse financially than the generation before them. And it's held up. Yep. That sucks. I hate baby boomers. I see Gen X as trending because Twitter is trying to force us into a political tribe. Not so gentle reminder that we don't like any side. Screw off and leave us alone. A reporter just prefaced a question with, as a Gen Xer, can you tell me your thoughts on... I cut him off and told him I was born in 1980. Therefore, I'm a millennial. Perhaps a pioneer of millennials, but a millennial. Come at me. Nice. I like that tweet. Ooh, actually, Foxy, can you rate the Marvel series? Have you watched them all? I will keep that in mind about your 24-hour streams. I'd love to see your list. And then depending on what your list is looking like, I'll see if I'm interested in. You haven't seen them all. Which ones have you seen? Gen X is trending, whatever. We're the last generation that received a real education, and we're the last generation that knew the evils of communism. Whoa. Gen X better screw and vote like weed is on the ballot, which should be along with women's rights. Oh, there's the oh, that's the tweet. The tweet was about how, as a Gen Xer, you can tell me your thoughts on. He's like, I'm a millennial. Excuse you. I mean, that's true. It's true. You are Gen X. 1965 to 80 is Gen X. If your birthday was 1981, you would be a millennial, but you weren't. You were born in the Gen X range, so you're old, like me. I wear my Gen X badge proudly. There is no doubt we are the toughest of them all. The older ones had mom at home making everything. We had to come home and fend for ourselves. The generation after us had microwaves and crap food, making that easier. LOL! Oh, it's so funny how they have it so much easier than us because they had refrigerated food instead of their mothers to cook for them. Oh my god. I hate people. Oh, that's it. That's what's trending on Twitter. Wow, that was the most boring Twitter peruse I've ever seen, like, since I started doing that in the beginning of streams. Loki would be your second. Is Loki your second because you think it's good, or is Loki your second because you just haven't seen the rest of them? I don't care about this. I guess we can read this stupid article about Khloe Kardashian having a baby via surrogacy with Tristan Thompson. My god. The news is slow today. Khloe Kardashian is having another baby with the same man with whom she broke up, Tristan Thompson, TMZ has learned. Multiple sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ the baby will be born via surrogate. We're told the birth is imminent, within days. Another source says the baby may already be born in the last day or so. The timeline of the surrogate's pregnancy seemingly indicates Khloe and Tristan made the decision to have the baby before their most recent split. As you know, Khloe and Tristan have been together, broke up, got back together, and broke up again over allegations of cheating. The two already share a child, 4-year-old daughter, True, and have successfully co-parented her, even navigating their own personal hurdles. In discussions on this season of The Kardashians, the two talked about further expanding their family. However, those plans hit a wall when Tristan got another woman pregnant late last year. Marilee Nichols gave birth to Tristan's son last December, and he later confirmed the paternity results along with a public apology to Khloe. The couple split in the summer. Khloe and Tristan have been seen together as of late at family functions, further cementing the fact that the two are cool on a personal level. Wow, that was so invigorating. Let's go ahead and get started with our readings for the day. We are first going to read a story written by A.K. Stuntz. A.K. Stuntz has written for us The Day That Beckoned Black, I believe. Let me just triple check that this is A.K. Stuntz's story. No, this is not. This is Stuntz's story. Witch's War. The Day That Beckoned Black, we're gonna read it next. But first we're gonna read Witch's War. And we're gonna read the first chapter. The second chapter we'll have to read either next week or the week after. Oh my god. Yeah, Khloe and Tristan Thompson do be having quite an on and off relationship. But with that aside, let us go ahead and get to our readings for the day. As always, just keep in mind that these stories have been generously provided to us to be read on stream. And while we are here to help people and tell them their opinions, or basically like little beta readers for them, and we get to give them advice on like what to do with their story, at the end of the day, someone wrote this, someone took the courage to let us read it online, and let's not be a little too mean, because it takes a lot of courage to do this stuff. Alright, let's get started. Freya's eyes followed the man until he was done talking to the local farmer. He was perfect for her plan. She smiled sweetly as she approached him. "Sir, can I trouble you for a moment?" The man turned around, his eyes locking on hers. "What can I do for you?" His smile was genuine and lit up his whole face. A sword dangled from his side, and the red cape indicating his status as the guardsman of the village fluttered in the gentle breeze. She batted her eyelashes as she gazed up at him. "I want you to come with me." He held out his hand to her. "Lead the way, my dear." Her magic was getting stronger. It didn't take near as long to persuade this man to follow her. Her siblings would be so mad if they knew that what she was planning. Her brother actually liked the current king, and her sister was practically in love with him. But not Freya. It was time for a change, time for a new king to come to the throne, and Ernest was just the man for the job. Yeah, it sounds good, Faxi. See, this is why it's good to, like, have a little bit more time before we read your story, because you can work on it more. Freya kept up a lively string of chatter as they walked through the woods, picking herbs, berries, and mushrooms. She placed everything in a basket Ernest carried. They soon entered a small circular clearing. In the middle sat a table with 2 chairs. Ernest's eyebrows rose and his mouth twitched into a half grin. Freya took the basket from him, walked to the table, and set it down. "Come, sit and talk with me." His lips pursed together as if he were trying not to laugh as he walked to the table and took a seat in the chair across from her. "Do you bring men you don't know into the woods often?" She smiled slyly. "I know who you are. You're Tamara's husband." A frown wiped away any trace of the smile. Is that how everyone knows me, as the husband to a witch? Of course. She knew her words would sting his pride, and that's exactly what she wanted. Drag him down, make him feel worthless, then taunt him with the idea of power. He sat back in his chair and crossed his arms over his chest. Why did you bring me here? She popped a berry into her mouth. How would you like to be king? Okay. Alright. I see you. I like that. So in this moment we are provided the whole plotline. We are thrust upon us a whole plotline that we are expected to see in the next few chapters or so. So that's very exciting. I'm gonna pause for a moment because actually I don't think my stream has been promoted. No, it has not. My bot is lacking yet again. ME6 lacking again. Am live. Feel free to stop by. Cool. Sending. But anyway, let's go ahead and go back to the story. I actually wanted to talk a little bit more about this sentence. I know who you are, you're Tamara's husband. Of course she knew her words would sting his pride, and that's exactly what she wanted. Of course she knew her words would sting his pride, and that's exactly what she wanted. It's a little bit on the nose. Like, it gives us personality. This sentence gives us personality and insight into Freya, but I also feel as if maybe it tells the audience a bit too much. Alright, let's keep reading. She popped a berry into her mouth. How would you like to be king? His deep laughter echoed through the trees. Everyone would like to be king, but for some of us that's impossible. She shrugged her shoulders and stuck another berry into her mouth. Nothing is impossible for me. I'm a witch. I can give you anything you want. Power, fame, fortune. He stroked his beard with his fingers. You can make me king. Okay, here's a bigger problem. There seems to be like no surprise at all coming from this man about her being a witch. I don't think, have they exposed his name yet? No, they have Ernest is his name. Ernest does not seem to be at all surprised that Freya is a witch. Is it because it was obvious, or because I guess the better question is, was this intentional, or should Ernest react in a stronger way here? That's my question here. Of course I can. She pushed the basket towards him, propped her elbows on the table, and placed her chin on the palms of her hand. Excuse me. Fine. If you think you can, make me a king. A smile played at the corners of his mouth, matching her own. These peas, I feel like they should be 2 peas in a pod. But I feel like I'm not there yet. I want more banter. that I want more banter. So that's what I'm gonna write in my little comment for chapter 1. 3 years later, oh my goodness. Maybe I should read the next chapter. We're like 10 minutes into our reading, so I can go into the next chapter. 3 years later, Ernest High rushed through the woods, heading for the small cabin in the clearing. If he could make it to Tamara. Hello, Andrew. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I am actually starting on time today. I usually start late, and today I am starting on time. We're actually reading multiple fantasy stories, it seems. We're reading a story called Witch's War. We just read the first chapter. We have 2 characters so far. We have Freya, a witch, and Ernest, who seems to be a guard for a king. A guardsman of the village, ruling a village ruled under a king. There's also another character who we have not met yet named Tamara, but she's also a witch. And now we are in chapter 2. Apparently it's 3 years later. We will see where we are. If he could make it to Tamara, there was still a chance to get to the king. He weaved around the trees and ducked under low limbs. His foot caught on a rock, and somehow he managed not to fall. The small wood house came into view, and he pushed himself to keep running the 100 yards to the front door. He burst through the wooden door, startling his wife, who was sitting at the table arranging herbs in jars. "Ernest, what's wrong?" She rushed to his side with a glass of water. His lungs screamed for oxygen as he tried to catch his breath. The king is in danger. He guzzled down the cool water and handed the glass back. "What do you mean? How is he in danger?" Tamara was the king's personal advisor. She would know how to get word to the man. "There is a plot to kill the king. I overheard men at the tavern talking about it." "How do you know it wasn't just a bunch of men talking?" She filled his glass again and watched as he drank it slower this time. They had details, things only someone who has a plan would be thinking about. They had details, things only someone who had a plan would be thinking about. Okay. Like what? They want to put their plot into action within the next day. They want to put their plot into action within the day. He stood there waiting, his heart pounding in his chest from his run through the forest. "Tell me what the plans are. I will relay them to the king." I think this is a very roundabout way of speaking. Emperor might be eating, is my guess. If I had to take a guess of... Also, welcome back, Foxy. Of where he might be. He might be eating, or he's busy looking for people for the SMP. Why not just go straight into the plot? Into what the plot is against the king is. I'm trying to be like as specific as possible so that there's no like miscommunication. Alright. Her lack of trust in him was hurtful, but he knew her first concern had to be for the king's safety. "It would take too long to give you all the details. Please, Tamara, just take me to him." Bro, no. No. That's sus. That's pretty sus. Hello, Cloud Time. How are you doing today? We are reading a story separate of yours, and then we are going to go into yours at roughly about 20 minutes from now. But welcome to the chat. Feel free to sit and listen to this other story we happen to be reading. Currently there's a plot against the king. Apparently there's some people that were talking about going against this king, But we already know that our two like protagonists are trying to overtake the kingdom. So this whole thing seems kind of sus right now. Let me tell him what I heard. I know you want to protect him, but am I a danger to the man? Mara frowned as she stared at him. Come on, we have to go quickly. If what you say is true, we may not have much time. She grabbed her traveling bag, stuffed a freshly baked loaf of bread and a canteen of water inside, then grabbed the small knife from the table and slipped into a sheath on her side. Satisfied she had everything needed, she snatched her cloak from the peg by the door and went out. It will take us 4 days to get to the Dragon Castle by foot. We could cut that time in half if we had a couple horses. Ernest gauged her reaction from the corner of his eye. He suspected there was a faster way to get their destination. A magical way. He just didn't know what it was. Tamara kept the magic of the Chosen Ones a secret, even from him. I can get us there before tonight. She tramped through the woods in front of him, shoving branches and briars out of the way as she went. After several minutes, they emerged onto a well-traveled path. Ernest smiled, proud of himself for finally getting Tamara to show him her way of traveling. The minutes ticked by as they hurried along the trail. Ernest started to wonder if they were ever going to get there, when the woods gave way to an open area with a circle of stones. In the middle of the ring sat a lamp, ashes and an oval-shaped object he didn't recognize. Quick pause. This is... So now we're being told why, like, what they're up to. Ernest smiled, proud of himself for finally getting Tamara to show him her way of traveling. But I'm a little bit unsatisfied. Yes, Liyue music. I have a lot of Genshin Impact music in my little playlist. I don't like this, and it's simply because we're being told like what the plan is, but in a way that I don't feel satisfied as a reader. It's just kind of like this like one-off comment that gets told to us, as opposed to like this big reveal or allowing us, the reader, to kind of figure out what's going on. I almost wish that it was just omitted until like the whole plan was achieved, so that we could be like, wow, this is so cool, like I can't believe they did that, kind of thing, you know? That's how you start getting excited as a reader. But maybe other people feel differently. Maybe they don't even care about this sentence. Please indulge me in your opinions, guys. I am not a dictator in writing, okay? Not always. The as she went part is redundant, says Andrew the Furry. As she went, she tramped through the woods in front of him, shoving branches and briars out of the way as she went. Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, it is pretty redundant. Tamara stepped inside the ring of rocks. Come on. She waved for him to follow her. This will take days off our time, but we still have hours of travel. She rummaged around in her bag and brought out a twig of herb. With a snap of her fingers, the kerosene lamp flickered to life. Ooh! With the snap of her fingers, the kerosene lamp flickered to life. I love that sentence. I love the imagery. Ah, let me highlight the wonderful imagery. What's going on? Okay. Let me just like add a comment. Boop. Highlight text to comment on. Well, I'm trying to, sir. Google, sir. I'll just go ahead and refresh because hopefully that fixes the problem. Okay, that fixed the problem. Lovely. We love technology, don't we? Okay. The ability she had with her magic always amazed him. He glanced down, realizing he was still outside the circle. He quickly stepped over the rocks just as Tamara started mumbling an incantation. She dropped the herb in the lamp, and a poof of smoke bellowed out around them. Strong gusts of wind whipped at his hair, and debris sailed into the air. With one hand, he held tight to his sheathed sword. With the other, he shielded his eyes from the dirt, assaulting his face. He couldn't see Tamara through the thick, murky gray of the smoke, but he knew she was still there by her soft murmurings. He continued to be pelted by flying debris, and he wondered how much longer it would take for the spell to transport them. A tornado of wind grabbed at him, lifting his feet off the ground. A blinding flash of light made him duck his head. Tamara's chanting stopped, and yet he was still suspended in the air, spinning around in a whirlwind. "Tamara?" he yelled over the angry roar of the wind, but it did no good. He could barely hear his own voice. There was no way Tamara could hear him, if she was still there. Fear crept into his chest for one brief moment. He shoved it aside. Of course she was still there. She couldn't possibly know what was truly in his heart right now, and the evil that lay below the surface. The wind picked up once more, and he tumbled uncontrollably through the air, landing hard on his back in a puddle of water. He opened his eyes and peered around. Everything was quiet. The bright lights were gone, and the only thing visible was the trees. I think this has been, like, the best part of the story so far. It's so, like, I can visualize it so perfectly, and the descriptions are very particularly placed, and I like it. He pushed himself up out of the water and wrung out his cloak. "Tamara?" "I'm right here, Ernest." She ducked out from behind a tree and stepped towards him. "How come you didn't land in the water?" He looked down at his soaked breeches, and frowned. The chill in the spring air would surely cause him to catch his death. Now was not the time to go around in wet clothes. "Because I know how to control my landing." She gave him a sweet smile before turning and walking off. "Hurry up, we still have several hours before we reach the castle." He jogged to catch up to her, still amazed how a woman of her age could get around so fast. He often wondered if it was some kind of magic that kept her so agile, or maybe she was still young for a witch. Whatever the reason, now was not the time to be thinking about it. He sent the thought to the back of his mind and focused on the words he would say to the king. Every word was memorized, rehearsed. There could be no mistake. Andrew says, "I feel like Tamara should be written as Tamara" when he yelled. I would say that's more of a personal preference thing. In a sense, you could be correct. I know personally, I would probably just put the question mark because I don't know why. Question mark exclamation point is just like not part of my vocabulary in whenever I'm writing. Whenever I'm like speaking casually, then like I'll use it, but then whenever I'm writing, for some reason, I don't. I use them separately and not together. He jogged to catch up to her. Every word was memorized, rehearsed. There could be no mistake. His hand clenched tighter around the hilt of his sword. Now was his time to shine, to be somebody. After today, he would no longer be known as Tamara's husband. He would have a legacy and a name of his own that people would chant in the streets. With his chest puffed out, he strode ahead of Tamara. She bulked slightly as he pushed by her. To her credit, she let him pass and take the lead. It had taken him a few minutes to sort out where he was and get headed in the right direction. But now that he was, there was no stopping him. He was on a mission. And that is all they wrote. Yeah, that's all they wrote. That is the end of their chapter 2. That is the end of AK Stuntz at chapter 2 of Witches' War. And so far, I like it. It's a very good start. I feel like it does a pretty good job of keeping the reader entertained, kind of leaving them wondering, like, what's going on? Why are we doing this? At the same time, there are moments where I wish that they would leave us wondering a little bit more, but the imagery is lovely. I get a very vivid picture of what's going on, the magic that's happening in this world, which is exactly what you want whenever you're reading a fantasy story. A like medieval fantasy story-esque thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave a little comment on their story. Just concluding like my final thoughts. If anyone else would like to add any other comments for this writer, feel free to like pitch it in the chat. And I might include it in the letter. Hello, AK Stuntz. Thank you again for providing us your story for us to read. Firstly, I wanted to compliment you on your imagery within your fantasy, medieval fantasy-esque world. This is a very chaotic song, so I'm gonna skip it. Better. Alright, let's go back to writing. I wanted to compliment you on your imagery within your medieval fantasy-esque world. Personally, I felt like I could perfectly visualize exactly what was going on within your story. To quote one of the lovely chatters who got the opportunity to listen in, Andy states, do you mind if I give you a little credibility, Andy, or would you rather stay anonymous? Andy states, this story, or Witches' War, I'll put Witches' War felt like a movie. It was very immersive, which made it more enjoyable. Yeah, I'll just put a period. Yay! Thank you, Andy. I appreciate your input. Alright. In a future draft / in future chapters, I'd love for you to trust that the reader will figure out the motivations of your characters and provide clues to them as opposed to stating them outright. Doing so can bring more excitement to a reader in a story involving a war, especially since it seems Ernest and Freya are quite the schemers. Alright. Thank you again for sharing. Lord. Haha! Oh wait. Let me haha! There we go. Big comment, big letter. And we are done with Witches 4. We will go ahead and move on to Claw's story. The Day That Beckoned Black. The Day That Beckoned Black. And this story is 3 pages long, so we should have more than enough time to read through it. You say that was fast, but that's like the typical amount of time that it takes to read stories. About like 30 minutes. Although I will say that those chapters were shorter than usual, so there is that. We got to read 2 chapters of that story as opposed to the typical one. Thank you for providing us with any extra context. So I've said this before, I'll say it again for people who don't know. You know, like those books that you open the first page and it actually has like a whole glossary of characters and people that you should like find out about, so that you can kind of like get more accustomed to the world or whatever. Yeah, usually I just skip past that one and I just go straight into the story. And if I can't get into your world, I just don't read your story at all. Like if you're an author, if you're a published author and you're doing that, obviously in this situation it's a little different. I'm not just gonna drop your story because you did that. But if you're a published author, you put your freaking little glossary of characters, and I did go past Foxy's, but I did read your story anyway. I try to read your story and I don't get like, I can't get into it. I think you need to world build a little bit better so that your readers can kind of soak in all the information a little bit better. But we are not there yet, Claw. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. I'm not hating on your story yet, okay? Yet. No, I'm not gonna hate on your story. But let us go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get started. You have the little shrimp emote! Oh my gosh. Blood. The clashing of fates. Through years of old, the way of the sword taught war and peace. All who dare take up arms hold purpose within their swings and courage within their pursuit. In this world of Drafon. An arising disarray shook the masses. The world had faced gods of discord and their agents that destroyed harmony amongst the masses. Peace was a faint memory to all. Within the stories of old, a savior would always vanquish the evil, but take its place in the future. For all that craved peace, they'd pray, knowing well of the stories. Beyond the hollowed homes and flourished castles, 2 heroes gathered. I just want to say, Claw, I want to ask, is this like at all influenced by like Legend of Zelda or anything? That's the vibe I'm getting. That's why I ask. But if it's not, like, even if it, like, there's no problem whether it's not or it is. That's just the vibe I'm getting, and I kind of get excited by that because not in the slightest. What? Well, it's a compliment, okay? I like those types of stories. Amongst the silent sway of the grass and bird songs, the 2 silently stood, eyes of sapphire and a golden mane of hair. The mage stared at his comrade. The other man cleared his throat and threw his dark curls from his eyes. Yo! I'm gushing. I'm gushing from the little details that are being provided to us. Why do you summon me out here? Meltson? Is it Meltson? We are here to decide the world's fate. The warrior raised an eyebrow and shrugged. And why not with warlords? Meltson grinned. Those bumpkins do little for Drawfon, so why involve dogs with the meeting of eagles? Ooh! Wait! Claw! You just excited me. You don't understand. You don't understand. This is like peak dialogue, okay? Maybe it's the genre. Maybe I'm biased, but this is peak dialogue, okay? Those bumpkins do little for Drawfon, so why involve dogs with a meeting of eagles? You know what that says? You know what that says about our character? You know what that says about these bumpkins? I love it. Meltstun? Is it Melstun? Melstun. Got it. I'm gonna make a note of that for myself. I'm gonna make my notes in blue. Melstun. And then I'm gonna highlight this one in blue too, just because I like the line. The warlords, though strong, have given little assistance to Drawfon, and the ones that were comrades during their adventures. The council was supposed to be the final deterrent of chaos on Drawfon. Many throughout the world acclaimed their power, even with their few accomplishments. Korakai didn't disagree. Korakai? Or Korikai? Oh, Korakai! Ha ha ha! Thank you. You're so conveniently providing me with answers. It's wonderful. Korakai. Korakai didn't disagree with the mage's words, but the warrior's respect went out to a comrade that had joined their ranks. Well, most are, the warrior said with a thin smile. The mage covered his mouth and turned from him. You have feelings for her. Korakai frowned. As a sister, you dolt. She has journeyed with us for a while, even as a queen. Melstun rolled his eyes. Don't remind me. Despite his ill tone, the mage couldn't help but smile at the thought of her. Ashlin's curiosity and ironclad will remained strong as the day she first left the kingdom of Ruindale. Unlike Melstun and Korakai's battle noble families, Ashlyn was the royal house of Zvon. Is it Zvon or just Vaughn? These names are very cool, by the way. Yielding not a lick of combat under her belt. After some years with the two, she adopted strength of her own, so much so that the warlords requested her to join their council. Through her sacrifice and determination, she had saved the world and changed the two into what they are now. Korakai peered back at Melstun and sighed. Zavon. Okay, Zavon. I'ma make a note. Korakai peered back at Melstun and sighed. So why the summons? The mage shook his head and tapped his staff on the ground. A circle of light shot past them and disappeared. Why the barrier? Korakai wondered. For the few things a barrier was needed for, a fight could be the only conclusion. Neither of the men passed any towns coming up to the field, and they came with only weapons on them. Nothing else would make sense, but why? The mage aimed at the warrior with his staff. As the strongest mage and the strongest warrior, we must decide who will guide this world to a new era. The mere thought of the conversation furrowed Kurakai's brows as he stared at his friend. So this is what wastes my time of day, Korakai said, pacing about. As we've both witnessed and done ourselves, Gods must be slain when order is lost. The good that the gods bring is a direction of the world. They unite and divide by mere gesture. Gods did carry such power, but all that reigned over Drafon were either forgotten or passed in infamy. Infamy? Well, Grammarly says that it's spelled right, so I will take Grammarly's word for it. Korakai grabbed his face and turned from his friend. Every emotion hung on his lips, but not a word left them. It seemed impossible to fathom, but the day had come. From youthful years, their promise would finally be fulfilled. As the strongest warriors, only one would remain. On their hearts they swore a battle of the ages, the powers of heaven and hell clashing the sharpest of steel. It was glorious in past eyes, but too much was gone. Too much had changed. One had a daughter, and the other a legacy. Neither should perish for juvenile oaths. "Where is your composure?" Stuntz spat. "I didn't challenge a writhing maggot." Every muscle in Korakai's arm tightened, but nothing more. Drawing a hand would commence combat. The man knew it all too well. The more years passed, the clearer it became that Stuntz was an antagonist. But why now? Every syllable uttered from the blonde's mouth stabbed through the warrior, daring for a reply. From the tribulations of war, under the claws of man and monster alike, his challenges held no consequence until now. Veins bulged under Korakai's dark curls. Stuntz looked out to the plains as the kind breeze whistled past the two. The white-robed mage grimaced. "I'll explain my actions this once. If we like it or not, one must rule the world, and that will be the choice of the sword. This must happen for merely a single reason. Not triviality of youth, but conflicting interests." The warrior barely looked up, his breaths seething. "You cannot save this world, Korakai, no more than I can. One must take the helm for only a brief moment. Not a united authority of the world, but uniting of mindsets from monarch to farmland." "So one must fall simply for different thinking?" Korakai growled. The warrior removed his hand from his face and dropped his sword. The warrior's emotions reached for the sword as he snatched his arm back to his side. "Have you no faith in humanity? In this world of Drafon?" Korakai said. "I have as much faith as you do in that mother-slayer you call a sister." Mana coursed through the warrior's veins, turning his hands and feet black. Stuntz nodded. "First phase, leave my family out of your damned mouth." Stuntz chuckled as he peered over, but swallowed. The mage's eyes widened, beholding the eyes of hell and the face of a beast. The jaws of darkness had fallen upon the mage on many occasions, that such jaws were merely the grin of a cub. Through sparring with a chaos magic user of such high esteem, his arrogance was bolstered by the courage he had attained. But even hell feared something worse than itself. The mage moved his blonde locks from his face. "Or what? No force that you bring against me shall..." Stuntz's brows scrunched together as he gazed at his hand. "Why is it wet? Am I sweating?" The mage held his composure and took a deep breath only to realize his heart thrummed faster. He grabbed tight onto his staff and stared back. The longer his sight lingered on the black-clad warrior, the greater the stress began to build in the mage. There was one time the fear-striking visage appeared, but it was used against its own flesh and blood. By willingly relinquishing his body to darkness, he tore through several strong warriors only some years ago. There were only 2 lives out of 8 that could tell the tale. Cassidy and Korakai Alterus. From Cassidy's experience, against his enraged gaze, mortal terror filled her. A man fearing nothing was a man already beyond death as far as the mage was concerned. But that man... I'm just gonna A man fearing nothing was a man already beyond death as far as the mage was concerned. I like that. But that man, eyes of crimson, liquid of fury pumping through his veins, stood before him. The demonic black from the warrior's hands and feet slowly crept up. Choose your words wisely, Fëanor, Korakai said. It's never healthy to bottle anger, dear friend. Korakai shook his head. That assumes you'd be worthy enough to withstand it. So, Fëanor. Is Fëanor a nickname for Melstun? Ah, last name. Cool. That might want to be... Hold up. Fëanor. Yeah, this is the first and only mention of Fëanor. I say we get that last name mentioned in an earlier moment, so that we know that it's in relation to Melstun. Melstun summoned a mirror before Korakai, reflecting one thing. The one thing he loved most. Wait. Korakai shook his head. That assumes you'd be worthy enough to withstand it. Okay. Melstun summoned a mirror before Korakai, reflecting one thing. The one thing he loved most. From both our backgrounds, I felt no reason to involve family, but this is my final time asking. An elven child of white hair and umber skin stood within a crowd of children at Ruindale Arena. Your Lord Alterus' daughter. But you don't look like him, a girl said. Runelia shook her head. Family doesn't always look the same. The elven girl turned her arm up, revealing the red crest under her palm. It's our family crest. In my case, it gives me my inheritance of my father's bloodline. One boy stared at Runelia, a smile hanging cheek to cheek. You get a blood enchant too? That's awesome. A red tear rolled down the warrior's face. A black tendril reached out from Korakai, snatching the sword from the ground and returning it to his hand. The demonic power engulfed the spada, stretching it to a barbed greatsword. The black wasted no time in consuming Korakai himself. The shorts and tunic were retired to a gray chiton. A gray chiton. His curly hair straightened to waves down to his back. Of the many things, Korakai, the cursed child, was known for two things. His power to pull power from hell. His ability. I would suggest changing this to ability. A long gladius. Got it. Thank you. His ability to pull power from hell itself and speed that surpassed lightning. As it came for rumors such as these, they were fact. Korakai drew his fist back and sent it forth into the mage's stomach before he took breath. The mage flew into a nearby forest until he gathered what happened. Melstun anticipated such a strike by applying magic, shielding before the fight, but such didn't cushion the strike. The mage cast a healing spell and remembered, I only can heal with holy magic if I'm hit. A gold circle appeared on his abdomen, and the healing began. Unbeknownst to the mage, Korakai had summoned a dark mass of demonic power as big as a town. The warrior raised his blackened blade and spoke calmly. Never threaten me. The unholy mass shrunk from its gargantuan size to a mere marble. Melstun looked up, and as expected, the warrior loomed over. In a single moment, there was whisper, then a black haze. The darkness reached past the forest's confines and cleaved the clouds in two. And that is all Claw wrote for now. For now, I don't know if, Claw, would you like to, let us know if this is like a, is it like a chapter? Is it an excerpt? Is it like just a one-off drabble? Would you like to enlighten us on what kind of story this is? Whew. It's good. I like it. It's supposed to be a scene in my series way later. Okay, okay. I see you. I see you. I see you. That explains a lot. If this were the beginning of the story, my biggest concern would be here, I think. Grabbed his face. Where's your composure? No. Not here. It's here. This would be my biggest concern if this were the beginning of your story, because there's a lot of name dropping in like a singular paragraph. And it gets a little bit hard to keep up who is who. And it's kind of like, I don't know if you've watched Game of Thrones at all, but like the number one complaint of Game of Thrones is how quickly you meet like all of these characters, and like how quickly they end up dying, honestly. And like you don't even get attached to them. You can't even like really figure out like who is what, where's the royal family, where, what, like what's going on, you know. This is like a completely new world. So information like this, it's better to like let the reader digest it over like a longer period of time. Ashlyn, Korakai, and Melson are all the MCs of my God Killing series. Woo! That's exciting. Very, very exciting. But yes, I'm gonna go ahead and write a letter, even though you're here. I'm gonna write a little letter for you anyway, and I'm basically gonna say like the exact same stuff that I've been saying this whole like reading, basically. Like, oh, am I muted? Can you guys hear me? Hello, hello? Whee! Hello, hello? Hello, hello, hello? Okay, cool. I was like, oh no. Oh no. Does that mean that no one can hear me? Foxy, can you hear me? Okay, cool, 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 cool. Thank you. Wait, Foxy, you can't hear me either? Yeah, okay, try refreshing the stream, cause Andrew mentioned that that he can hear me, so why am I'm dumb. If you're answering me, then you can hear me. What the fuck? I am definitely, wow. I'm a little pea brain. Yeah, stop messing with me. Okie dokie. Oh, have fun. Have fun at work. I'm gonna go ahead and type that in chat too. Good luck. Good luck at work. We'll send you comments on story later. Well, I was just saying that I'm gonna leave like all of my like final comments at the end of your story. Like I'll leave like my little typical letter, basically. So, hello, Claw. Hello, Claw. Thank you again. Oh my god. Sorry, I was not to you, Claw. That was to Foxy. Thank you again for sharing the day that beckoned black to be read on stream. Firstly, I want to compliment you on your dialogue. There were so many memorable lines, and some of the key ones that stuck out to me the most, I highlighted in blue. Those interested me most because they provide insight into the kind of characters we have before us without directly telling us their characteristics or their personality. Foxy, you little bullshitter. God. You are such a little bullshitter. Anyway. Thank you again, Claw, for sharing. I hope work goes well for you. In future iterations of your series, I highly recommend more exposition-esque areas of your story be provided in a digestible manner for your readers, and as opposed to providing a small paragraph where a lot of names and titles are dropped. Thank you again for sharing your story. Also, if anyone else wants to add on to Claw's, like, complimenting or whatever Claw's story, feel free to. You are more than welcome to, and I will add it to the letter. Otherwise, I will go ahead and sign off with Lord. Also, Grammarly wants me to add a little hyphen. I don't know if I did a big gulp the other, like, a while back ago, but Foxy, you're not gonna fool me this time. You're not gonna fool me anymore. You know what's kind of unfortunate is Emperor's not here. I think this is actually the first time that we're gonna be reading another chapter of Emperor's story, and he's not here. If he doesn't get here within the next 30 minutes, I'ma just end stream, okay? I told him that I would start reading his story last because he requested that I read like 1 to 2 chapters of his story just because he has so much. But if he's not here, why would I read another chapter? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Poor Emperor. Yeah, poor Emperor. I don't know where he'd be, but let's see. Where did we leave off? We're definitely not in episode 3. Not in episode 4. Episode 5. Are we in episode 7? I thought we were in episode 6, maybe. There's still quite a bit to go. It would open up as Lucas would wake, going in and out of consciousness. Good, you're awake. Why am I bleeding? I finished 6? Are you sure? I cannot remember. You're a beast. That's why most of them died. Are you sure? I feel like there's a lot of information being given to us here that I have not gotten. You saw my comment of episode 6? Well, it's right here. This is a comment for episode 7. Oh, and this is July. This was posted July 6th, which was last week. See? You're fooling me. You're fooling me again. I see you, Foxy. You're trying to get me to read past episode 6. We are in episode 6. Ha! You won't gaslight me again. This is why I always suspected you in Among Us. You little troll. You little sussy sus. Sussy sus. Uh-huh, yeah. You weren't even trying. Alright. Scene. It had opened up as Lucas would awake, going in and out of consciousness. Hey, Lucas? Lucas's eyes would fade in and out of consciousness as he's being carried by 006. Suddenly, he'd wake up, shooting up right away. Hey, anyone? Carla would walk into the room, seeing Lucas. She'd walk over to him. Good, you're awake. What? Lucas would say before getting cut off as blood would come from his mouth and eye. What? Why is it just why are we just like bleeding blood? Why are we bleeding blood? I wish Emperor was here so I could ask. Why are we suddenly bleeding blood? What the hell? Why am I bleeding? We are currently guessing its side effects from your awakening, as 006 put it. Oh. 006 would walk up to the window and look in, seeing Lucas sitting up. Lucas would look over and see her looking through the window. Seeing him, she'd enter the room and rush over to Lucas's side. You're awake! Hey, 6! She'd walk over to his bedside, sitting down in a chair beside the bed. Hey, Lucas. This is clunky dialogue, but we will move on. Yeah? Where did your claws go? He'd look down at his hand, seeing normally fingernails. Suddenly, claws would come from cuticle and go over his fingernails. Retractable claws? That's pretty sick. Lucky. You can hide the fact you're a beast. I've been stuck like this all my life. You aren't a beast, 6. Yeah, well, the other visions don't think so. True. 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 Wolverine, right? I guess Lucas is Wolverine now. I don't like this, True. I don't like this, True. I think he should just not say anything. I think we should just delete Lucas's comment. That's why most of them died. They didn't trust me, or they didn't think I was good enough, so I went all out. Yet despite all the things I did and continue to do for them, they still call me weak and a beast. Unappreciative bastards. I agree. Most of the visions appreciate nothing. Not even if someone saves their life. But I don't blame them for calling me a beast. I am one after all. Everyone who sees me fears me. It's been like that since forever. What do you mean, fear you? I've never feared you. Oh, come on. Stop acting nice. I know you were scared out of your mind when we first met. Everyone is. I actually don't know what you're talking about. Whatever. Hey, 6. At least you're in a squad that doesn't hate you for looking like how you do, he'd say, giving her a slight smile. But that doesn't take back all the things that have happened to me. I'm gonna reword this a little bit. What's happened to you, if I may ask? No, you can't. 6 would get up and go to the door of the med bay while Carla would walk out of the med bay. Get some rest, please, she'd say, exiting the med bay. It had cut to 6 days later. Lucas would be sitting beside 6 in the mess hall with the rest of the squad. Squad 666. They'd all be eating and talking. Hey, 6. How'd you get defeated? You're normally strong. 6 would look up at him, but would continue to look down at her plate. You could feel the anger starting to build in the room. Are you trying to imply something? What are you talking about? Are you trying to imply that I'm weak? She'd say. She would have been cutting some meat and would have pushed down too hard on the fork, causing the prongs to bend, as well as making a metal against ceramic ear-splitting sound. No! I hate that sound. Everyone would stop talking and would look at her. No, why would I do that? Are you sure about that? She'd say. 6, calm down. It isn't worth getting so worked up over. 6 would put her fork and knife down. Everyone would look at each other confused as to what just happened, yet a word wouldn't be said until Walter would break the silence. You know we don't need another Arati and Ella, 6. We have enough trouble with them, let alone another one. What does that mean? What does that mean? I don't think I know enough of their like dynamic to know what that means. I need to know like more about these characters and seeing them interact too to know what that means. We have enough trouble with them, let alone another one. 6 would get up and head outside. She'd walk down the path, seeing a family of Farishes running across the path. They'd have a long body like a ferret, but with a cat-like face. Oh, that sounds so adorable. Oh my god. She'd bend down and stick her hand out as the mom and dad would run over and rub her hand. After rubbing on her hand, the mother and father would start licking the babies clean. 6 would stand up and hop over the family. She'd arrive at the stairs walking past them. She'd find a lake. Suddenly, she'd have a flashback to 2994. She'd appear as a child next to another child. On their wrist would be a band for 6, and on the other wrist, it would read 5. They'd be in front of a lake. 5 would bend down and touch the water, causing a ripple that had spread across all of the lake. He'd then take off his shoes and step into the lake. Come on, it's not cold. Are you sure? Mm-hmm. Now come on. Suddenly, a couple other kids would come from behind and start playing on the shallow end of the lake. 6 would take off her shoes and touch the water with their foot to test the temperature. She'd step into the water, kicking it around. 2 kids would walk up behind her. Hey, weakling, move it! 6 would turn around to see 2 kids. Their armbands read 23 and 13. I said move it! Are you deaf or just stupid? Leave her alone. Wow, she really needs someone to stand up for her. How weak and pathetic. That's very on the nose. Very, very on the nose, but I'll just make a comment. I said leave her alone. Oh, shut up already. People who repeat themselves over and over again are damn annoying. 5 would wind up, rage in his eyes. He'd punch 23 in the gut, causing him to fall on the floor. 13 would punch 5 and 6 and would close her eyes and turn her head away. She'd snap back to reality with tears in her eyes. She would hear chatter behind her. She'd walk back over to the stairs, seeing the rest of Squad 666 in the beginning of the hallway, looking over the city. What's happening? Good question. 6 would walk down to the stairs, meeting the rest of them. Carla would be seen walking out of her office. There you guys are. So to brief you guys, 6, you'll be needing to temporarily return to the city 15A, and for the rest of you, the transport contains the first 60 of the 4th generation. The rest of you guys' job is to train them, as you've had the most battle experiences and battles in the past week than the other cities have in the past year. What about me? I'm 6's partner. You'll be helping the 4th generation train. This mission was ordered directly from the council and is only for 6. What? You can't do that. I'm Lucas's partner. No one else can partner with me. They can and have you leave in 5. Wow, okay. The rest of you, you're set to train them in 10 minutes from now. We've also given you access to special uniforms for this. All right. Carla would walk off, followed by 6 who wouldn't be happy about this. The rest of Squad 666 would walk towards the armory. It'd show a quick montage of them getting ready. They'd finished getting ready, wearing a slim-fitting jacket. It'd be colored a black with gold highlights. Underneath, something resembling a dress shirt could be seen. The rest of Squad 666 would exit out of the armory, head down the elevator into the loading bay as the kids would exit out of the transport vehicle. Greetings! We are the members of Squad 666. The kids would be wearing standard issue Vision uniforms, with a Generation 4 badge on their left breast pocket. The badge would have a dark green background with 4 gold arrows and 1 silver bar on the top and bottom. Would you please split up into groups of 15 so we can train you most efficiently? Talking would be heard amongst the children, as they'd get up into groups. Lucas would be in charge of defense and attack training. Arati and Ella would be in charge of recon training. Carl and Himari would be in charge of explosives and trap placement training, while Walter and Sarah would be in charge of squad leading training. It'd show quick, brief little things of each squad training. Add them later, me. No, add them now. Suddenly, storms could be heard. They got closer and closer. All of Squad 666 could see them. Or stomps. Stomps could be heard. To be continued. Oh. EmperorDragon. No. He's not. He is not here. I don't want to read the next chapter because I feel like we're missing out on a lot of chapter 6 here. Which is very unfortunate, actually. Oh, I know where he be. I think he's playing some Minecraft. He's trying to get the SMP going, so I think he might be playing some Minecraft. That's where he be. I just got a notification on the server, so that's why I know. Demented rave. I like the little Picolemo. I'm gonna go ahead and leave him a comment of what I've read so far. Hello, Emperor. Dragon. What was my favorite part about this? I liked the way there was a reconciliation. So, firstly, I liked the way 006 and Lucas were finally able to kind of reconcile in a way where they bonded a little more than Chrissy, wake up! I don't like this. Chrissy, wake up! Wow, you have a crazy amount of like emote caption things, Foxy, and I'm kind of jealous. They were bonded a little more than before. I want to see more interactions amongst the other Squad 666 members, because I feel like I can't quite grasp the kind of people they are yet. And this chapter might be the best opportunity to do so. However, you might need to add those squad teaching divisions to see that. Thanks again for sharing your shonen on stream. Lord. And that is all I wrote. He will be able to see that whenever he has the opportunity. And we will read chapter 7 later because I don't really want to continue without getting those interactions. Because this chapter seems a little bit half-baked. Dynamite. I'll hold YouTube's record forever. Alright guys, I'm gonna give you guys options. We can do something else. Actually, okay, this is what we got. I'm gonna make a poll. Because we have like about 20 more minutes before I usually end stream. So I don't mind streaming like 20 minutes more. What should we do next? We can so I can read one of my own stories, one of my own little drabbles. Read a Lord drabble. And I can get an opportunity to promote my little newsletter, I guess. We can play some Slitherio. Or we can see... let me look at my screen right now. To see what kind of games I have on hand. Play some Osu. We could play some Osu. Foxy's like, or we can read my story. Okay, sure. I'll add you instead of Slitherio. How about that? We could read Foxy's story. Or we could play Osu. Or I had something else in mind, but then I forgot because I saw Foxy's chat. What was it gonna be? Well, we could just, yeah, those are good options. Those are good options. We will leave that for 3 minutes. No, yeah, we'll just leave that for 3 minutes. Yes, go ahead and vote, guys. It might be, Foxy, if we do read your story, you said that it would be the Descendants fic, right? Or which one would I be reading? Wow. Descendants. Okay. Osu is a rhythm game. You tappity tap 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 with the mouse. And you can like do it with multiple different types of songs. You could do it with like stuff from the radio, you could do it with anime songs, you could do it with video game songs, you could do it with anything. Ooh, it's 50-50. 50-50 so far. Well, if it's 50-50, then I'ma be a little poopy poop and not read Foxy's story. Yeah, I'm gonna be a little poopy poop. Oh, I remembered the fourth option I was gonna give. I was gonna be like, or we could get on some Among Us public lobbies and just like goof around for like the next 20 minutes. Dang, Andrew's being a little poop too. A little poop. Well, the timer's going down. There haven't been any more votes, so I'm gonna read one of my drabbles, and I'm going to prolong the Foxy reading. Ah ha 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 ha. Wah ha 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 ha. Yes, Andrew and I have single-handedly been the most evil of the evils. So let's go to Substack. My newsletter is called Tea Time with Trish, and it has a few like random poetry submissions and drabbles. We can go ahead and read this one because this one was my first like drabble. Oh my gosh, wait. There's another vote. Oh my gosh, it's equal. It's equal. How did that happen? It's equal. Yo. This is not good. We're gonna play Osu. We're gonna play Osu because of this. Okay? We're playing Osu. Just because that happened. This is the dictatorship. Also, anyone who might be lurking who wants to submit their stories in the future, feel free to submit your stories here using this link. It's a little Google form where you can file your story. If you have any problems submitting, please just email me your work and make the form anyway. Otherwise, I will completely forget about your story. Thank you. Okay, let me go get my mouse. We'll play Osu for like 20 minutes. Yeah. No more pulls. No more pulls. You want Foxy's story? Too late. We already had a pull. The pull was even. That's what happens whenever you troll low on a poll. Okay? Shittiness. Learn the way democracy works. Let me make sure my mouse is working. It's okay, we're still gonna read Foxy's story. We're just not gonna read it today. We'll read it next week. Don't you worry. Absolute cruelty, I know. I am such a... I'm blinding myself here. Such a dictator. I know. What a dictator move. Please, mouse, work with me. My mouse is punishing me now for being a dictator. It was even. Oh, it picked up. It picked up. It was even, and that's why we're not doing anything, because no one chose anything. Therefore, I win. And if I win, I choose. And I choose Osu, because that's my mood right now. No one wins, except for me. And you know what, Foxy? I will time you out if you spam. Alright, let's turn off our Genshin Impact music. And log into Osu. Oh, what the heck? Why isn't it working? Okay, cool. It worked. Osu! Ta-da! You guys can see my Osu now. I will block you, Foxy. I will block you in all accounts, sir. Just you wait. Why is my chat different? What the heck? Has it always been like that? Is it because I changed the, Oh yeah, it's because I changed the thing. Here, let me just delete that. There we go. We're all good. It's because I was having technical difficulties or something, I think. But we're all good to go. Listen, Foxy. Let's make a compromise. You get to choose the first song that I play. How about that? You can look. Let's look through what I got. We got Wild Side from Beastars. We got Thank You Next from Ariana Grande. We got, what is this? I think this is just a regular Osu song. We're not doing that. But I mean, unless you really want to, I guess. But we got some Big Time Rush for some reason. We got some Big Time Rush. We do Billie Eilish as Bad Guy. I got like a D in normal mode. I got an A in easy mode though. Ahaha. Yeah, I'm a baby gamer. We got some random Osu songs here. We got Darude Sandstorm. What is this? This is just an Osu song. We got... I don't know what this is. I don't know what any of this is, but we got it. If you want it, like, it's here. We got Birdsong. I don't know what that is either, but it's here. We got some Attack on Titan songs, you know? Some Demon Slayer. What's the hardest song? Maybe Darude Sandstorm's pretty hard. Or actually, here, let me see. Oh, Bad Apple! Oh my gosh, I love that song. That's the one that I go to all the time. Here, how about this one? Fatal. No, it's too slow. I was looking for a specific song and I can't find it anymore. It's kind of unfortunate. Here it is. You want to do her, Darude Sandstorm in insane mode? You know what? Don't get too excited, Andrew, because I kind of suck. But yeah, okay. We'll work our way down if I like start sucking like incredibly hard. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna skip the intro. Actually, no, it's not too long. Am I ready? I guess so. Bro. This is too much for my little pea brain. Too much for little pea brain. What the fuck? Too much for little pea brain. Let's look. Let me do like this one. This one's like 3 stars. 3.5 stars, I think. Let me do this one, okay? Let's see if I get a little farther. Oh, what the fuck? Verifications. No verifications. No, Foxy. Stream will suffer significantly if I don't do this. Yeah, you did come late, Emperor. But it's okay. We're playing Osu. It's okay. You're fine. I know you were like vibing on your SMP or whatever. No. I am not cheating. Okay? It was an equal vote, and if it's an equal vote, then no one gets anything. That's how it works. No! Shut up. This is my warm-up, okay? I promise I'll go back to the other ones. Okay, spins. This is like significantly easier. It's like kind of sad. And I'm still failing. What does that say about me? It does not help that my table is not a flat surface. Yeah, I totally did that first try. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, wait. What was the redeem? Oh, did we redeem an ASMR? Did we redeem an ASMR stream? Are we? Are we going into hold on. Are we going into ASMR mode? Please let me know if I am speaking too loud. I don't believe you. I don't believe you because I'm watching my little like peaks. And I know I'm speaking loud enough to be heard. That's such bullshit. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, EmperorDragon? Can you? Can you hear me? God. You little bitch. My gosh. What's up, EmperorDragon? Please, indulge me. Enlighten me. What's up? I'm gonna go ahead and lower Ozu while we are in ASMR mode. I'm gonna try to do soft-spoken ASMR. That way I am still doing ASMR, but I am not worrying about if you guys can hear me or not. We're gonna go back. And you guys can't hear anything, but that's okay. There you go. Now you guys can like kind of hear it, but not too much. No, Foxy, I called EmperorDragon. Yes, I called EmperorDragon a bitch, not you. Alright, I'm gonna choose the next song on Osu. Oopsie, I accidentally opened Google Chrome. And we're gonna play some Bad Apple. Where is Bad Apple? I think it's in the it's in the M section. I wasn't keeping track of how long I've been doing ASMR, but I'm gonna do normal mode of Bad Apple, and after I fail the first time, I will go back to my normal voicing. That's how I'm gonna do that, I guess. Alright. Alright, let's go back to regular voicing. Let me lower my my mic so I'm not peeking the whole time. And let me raise the volume. Do you want to see other songs, Andrew? I can show you other songs. What are you into? How about this? Request me a song. Request me a song and I'll play it. While I work on Bad Apple. I'm gonna get a mouse pad. I'm gonna get a mouse pad because this table is not doing it. I'm gonna at least get like a paper towel or something. I'll be back. I found a towel. We're gonna use a towel as a mouse pad. All right, let's do this. What the frick? That did not. This is not going to go. This paper towel. This towel sucks. Let's use this magazine. I think I need a mouse pad, bro. I think I need a mouse pad. Oh my gosh, not the BTS butter. I need a mouse pad. A demon, you know what? A Demon Slayer mouse pad would be kind of cool. I think I would rather get a different series though. I didn't find a mouse pad. I know I have one somewhere, but I did not find it. I'm just gonna use a textbook instead. Andrew, did you have a request? Was it BTS's butter? Were you requesting butter? This is a little bit smoother, so hopefully it goes well. Or not. My god. Okay, well, let's hope that I can redo this. Let's just use the table, bro. Let's just use the table. Next Minecraft stream will be announced later. I am not going to schedule it right now. I just know that my Saturday stream is gonna be Roblox with Foxy. Honestly, my next Minecraft stream probably isn't gonna be until August. I want to blink, but like... That's what I get for blinking, bro. You can't hear me? I might have to change who can invite people then. You okay with that? Yeah, I don't really... I mean, it's up to you, Emperor. I already let you know beforehand that I wasn't gonna be probably available until August, so... How dare! I was doing pretty well. I thought I was doing pretty well. Oh, you can't hear the song? Are you sure? It should be playing pretty loudly. Hold up. Let me try. Is it not picking? It should be picking up. Are you messing with me again, Foxy? I feel like you're messing with me again. Oh my gosh, no, it's not fair. It's this stupid table. The stupid table keeps getting me caught. I keep getting caught in the stupid table. Oh, it was your headphones. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, let's go. Let's do like one more song that I won't completely and utterly fail at, that I do every single time. Oh, Break It Off is actually pretty hard. But please, Andrew or Foxy, if you have any other song requests, please do let me know. If you actually wanted me to do Butter by BTS, also let me know. Bruno Mars? Alright, let's see if I have any Bruno Mars songs. I don't think I do. But I might. So we'll check. Bruno. Oh, I have When I Was Your Man. Are you I think the only piano song I have is oh, you can switch to Mo? Are you sure? I only have one map that's in piano mode, and I think it's the Bunny Girl Senpai theme. I don't think on Rumbling it's available though, because I think all of the Rumbling ones are tappy taps. Beat map options. Mode. Oh. Interesting. Alright, well we can give it a shot. Hello. You got an S on this one? I got a D. Woo! Oh, is Foxy streaming? That's cool. First steps. It isn't 9 to 5, but 1 to 9. Keys, that is. Oh, how kind of you. How kind of you to give me a little playing Stardew. Little award for my little D ranking. Well, thank you. I left the notes on my story. Yes, I did. I did leave the notes on your story. Yes, I did. Thank you so very much for everyone who stopped by stream today. I appreciate you greatly. This has been very fun. We got to play some Osu. We got to read some stories. I got to be a dictator for a bit. It was great. My next stream will be on Saturday, and it should be Roblox with Foxy. But yeah, without further ado, yes, we will go ahead and raid Foxy as well. I'm gonna go ahead and press play on my Spotify playlist. I'm gonna lower my music just a teensy bit so you can still hear me. But we're gonna have my Spotify playlist playing, and then we're gonna go ahead and raid Foxy. Have a good day, have a good night, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!